Good morning, everyone. So today I have a video for you sponsored by Tonic Studios for their new showcase. It is the amazing Aperture box die set. Really interesting design we'll talk about in just a minute, but these items were sent free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. I do want to say I do get samples, so yours will be presented very differently than what I have here, but generally there's like a little binder or like a folder kind of thing made of some really high quality like thicker cardstock that has the beautiful imagery, and then it'll have instruction if needed, those kinds of things, and it kind of tucks in there. Whatever the packaging will be, it'll tell you in the description, okay, of the product there. So, what I'm saying is very interesting is because what this is going to have, and you probably saw at the beginning, but maybe you didn't in the intro, maybe you couldn't really see what was happening on the top, is that you have these little panels that come around your box base, and they have inlays, and so the inlays create like a, not silhouette, well, kind of silhouettes, but then they layer on top of each other to make like an aperture or like a window, like as you're looking through, so you have the different layers. So that's what we're working on today. I do want to show you kind of what the packaging looks like, because I do have this printout that came in with my sample, and it looks something like this. Obviously it's larger and folded in, that goes in there, and it's not a piece of paper like this, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about here with that little kind of vignette look on the top there. So some imagery, some, inspo, but then you also have your instruction, your basic instruction on this side. A lot of times the embellishment options aren't quite delineated here, but that's for your creativity to put that together. But they do talk about how to line up your dies so that you have that cool aperture look going on. So what I'm going to do is, well, let's talk about it. So you have these different pieces. Again, this is one of your main side pieces here. And I believe you're going to need 4 of these, yeah, because each one's going to have whatever it is. And you don't have to use the inlays, you can just have, pretty paper or whatever. But generally it's meant to kind of see through, and it looks really elegant. So we have that guy, you're going to need 4 of these. You're going to need 4 of the base panel, which is this guy. A lot of these things are there kind of for registration marks or for other purposes, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. And then you're going to need the side panel, which is this guy, and it has kind of like score lines in it so that it curves around. I don't know if you noticed here. Where is that? It's somewhere on here, on the edges, sorry, where they curve. I don't know if I was trying to get a better view of that, but that's kind of curves around like this, so the score lines will help you do that. And yeah, so you have your little inside box. And then these outer panels that come around. And then feet, if you want to put the feet on them, you don't have to put the feet on them, but it looks very cute. So we'll do that when we get there. But for now, those are the main pieces. And then we're going to do inlays and other things that to make this look really, really awesome. So what I'm going to do is just grab some base paper. I'm trying to think if maybe I'll do the box a different color than these guys out here. And it's nice to have this to show you guys. So see how the box is blue and then the panels are a different color. So maybe we'll do, thinking about using gold just to make it really flashy. So maybe let's do the box base black. So everything has to do with the box base, it would be these guys. So these 4 I'll cut out of black paper, and I think the base panel, you're only going to use them for the base itself also, so I'll cut this from 4 of these guys from black paper also. So we'll have these 2 from black paper, and then these guys, now when you run these through, you are also going to do your inlays. So let me see how it has 3 little dots here and 2 little dots there and 1 little notch there. What you're going to do is line these up with this guy. So see how those 3 make a perfect circle, and then so I guess that's one of them, because I think what you're going to do is switch it around a few times. So you have a couple different patterns that you can use. So like this one, it's going to be flower, flower, flower that layers over each other. And maybe if you want to use this one, it's more like kind of just like a little floral kind of, or a leaf kind of vining pattern. Okay, so you can use that one. So in my opinion, I'll probably go ahead and stick these down and run them through at the same time instead of, so one of them will be like this so that the 3 line up. Another one will be where the 2 line up, right? And then another one will be with just a single one lines up. And that'll put your flower pattern where you need it so it looks different every time, right? So let me thing about this part, I will just start with these guys, 4 and 4 from black paper, and then we'll do this one together, okay? But I'll be right back. You know what, guys? You're also going to need, from the black base, like this guy, 2 of them should have the circle cut out. Remember how I said that this was just there kind of for like a guide? So when you take this, you're going to have this guy in there. So 2 of them should have that. I like running things through at once and getting it all done. A lot of times Tonic will show it separate, like afterwards. So I will show you on these guys what I'll do. And one other thing before I get too far along is give you a quick measurement of the largest die, which Tonic does a really great job of putting that on their description, and I think it's also in their product description. It's almost 8 1/4 inches tall. And about 4 inches wide, a little smaller than 4 inches wide on that one, and this one might be wider, so let's just take a almost 4 1/4, and then the other direction about 4 1/2. Okay, so although that's the longest one, this one's probably the wider one. That helps. So with this, again, 2 of them I'm going to run through just like this with this taped down, and 2 that are just like this without this circle in the center. That's your box base. This is for the box top, so you can actually put things inside of it. So again, I do something like that, tape it down so it does not move, and depending on how big your machine is, you might want to cut your paper down to run it through, or just run it through your larger machine. But I'll be back. So I have my 2 bases that don't have a circle cut out. I have the 2 that do have the circle cut out of the center, and then I have the 4 sides. So we'll put those to the side. So I said I'd come back to do this part. So if you look at your instruction, and like I said, I do have this time to show you real quickly. They're showing you how to go ahead and line those up. They had said to, you know, cut out the 4 panels, and then you're going to line these guys up in different ways. I'm going to do it at once, so that'll be that. It looks one of them does. Goodness, excuse me. It does show that one just needs to have the circle also. So let's show you what that looks like. So again, you have the 2 patterns. I don't know, I suppose you can mix and match the patterns. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with one today just so that we have it the same. But we need this guy, and then I already brought out the other pattern before. So simply I'm going to run one through, and I'm sorry about the gold paper making the camera upset. So one of them's going to be like this, just like that. Tape it down, doesn't matter, it's just a circle, right? You're going to tape it down, run it through, you're going to have this piece with an aperture, like the circle cut out. And then I'm going to run the other ones through just like we discussed, and I'll just show you right quick. So 1 notch lined up with the 1 notch, or the little circle to complete it. Of course, we would tape this. These other ones are not lined up, and that's, you know, the way it is. So you're going to line up 1, go ahead and tape it down, run it through. You're going to have that one. The next one, you're going to turn this to 2 or 3. You need 1 of each. So let's say this time I'll line up number 2, the one with the 2 little dots right here. I'll tape that down, run it through, and then the next one I'm going to line up the 3 dots, and those are the 4 pieces that you'll need for your little top there. Okay, tape it down and run it through, and I'll be right back. Quickly, guys, while I'm here on this one, you do have these little side pieces that make the feet, and you are going to use that pretty soon as you're making your box. So I think I'm going to make mine gold. I just want to make sure of something. So I'm just going to run these 4. I need 4 of these. I'm going to run them out of the gold too. So if that's something I can kind of squeeze in, or, you know, this piece that falls out of here, I can definitely use the excess piece that falls out and run that through. So it's just a way to save your paper. But I'll be right back. gorgeous panels. I'm trying not to touch them too much because they're nice and gold and I just put lotion on, but we have these 4. And then we have these 4 little guys that are make our feet, and this guy just fell out from the center, and I'll keep that for something else because I can definitely use that for something else. I will say, you know, if you want to put any of these, and I didn't even talk about the inlays, like look how pretty this one is with the flower. This one has the matte layer, and then you can also inlay like these flowers. There's birthday wishes, hope this brings a smile is another inlay, and then we have a rolled flower here. I mean, there's just, like Tonic does, you know, the most gorgeous things. We have this little base for your rolled flower. It has the leaves, really cute, so just different ways to decorate. You can definitely inlay these right now if you wanted to have put those, and it's just really delicate, but I think what I'll do is put panels on. Generally I put my panels on afterwards, so I'm gonna go ahead and assemble it, but if you like it when things are flat, then you know, definitely go ahead and cut out whatever's that you want, glue it down. Now that I'm talking about it, maybe I should go ahead and do that, but you know, we can do that at the next part. Okay, so I'm gonna put these to the side. So we have our 4 panels, we have our 4 little feet, and we have these guys. So let's go ahead and concentrate on this portion. Yeah, so it says to start off, you're going to glue these guys together. These 4. Now, interestingly enough, in the image, you don't see these little spikes anymore after this part. So for right now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just give this on the inside a little bit of a curve, because this is going to curve around on those portions there. Instead of making it bend, I want it to curve. So I'm just going to go in here and just kind of give it a bit of a curve. Okay? And these guys are going to score in. So I'm going to do that now because I like to do my scoring ahead of time. And then glue tabs, I'll go ahead and score them. Okay, so a little curve here, score, score, score. Okay guys, so this is step 5 if you're looking at your instruction. It's just saying to glue them together. Now you see those little bits there, but here when we look at it, they are not there anymore. So I think they're just ignoring them. We will still put glue or whatever it is that we need to do to make that work. So let's not worry about it too much. I will show you that there's a curved tab and then a tab that doesn't have a curve. This is going to be at the top so that, you know, this portion goes on here. You can put things in your box. So just put them all the same, right? So with these guys, we're going to glue them together. These little guys, I'm just going to go ahead and give them a score even though I didn't do it yet. I just wanted to address that with you guys that later in the images you don't see them anymore. But we're going to glue that to this. It's really sophisticated box. They could have just made it so it has sharp edges, you know, like just a box kind of thing, but with this rounded edge it just looks a little more sophisticated. Right now it does look just straight because obviously we're going to curve this in just a second. So we have that guy, and then again I'm just going to push these in, and they're going to kind of notch in together. And then I'll put glue here. I'm going to let that set up before we really move on, making sure I have all my curved edges facing the right way. So this is also curve up towards the top. Right on the edge there. And again, with these guys, just tuck those in for now. But we already kind of trained this to curves because I just use my bone folder to kind of get that going. Now they're saying to go ahead and put it together as a whole frame. You know, if you find it's easier to add in your base and then pop it in, or however you think it's easier, I would say do that. Let's see here. So we have that guy. Push these guys in. You can do that neater if you want before you bring it up here like I did, but for now that's that. And so this is where they're saying to go ahead and glue it as a frame. If you think it's easier to do it otherwise, like a different way, then put in your base and then at the end add it together like this, close it up, whatever is that you prefer. So in their imagery, we're going to work with this side first. As you can see right now, it's all square and odd. We're going to curve it a little bit and make it fit this a little nicer, right? But I'm going to let that set up before I do that, so just so that it doesn't pop open anywhere. So I'll let that dry for just a second and I'll be right back. So now I'm just going to make sure we have those little curves going. Kind of like in here. Curve, curve, curve. Curve, curve, curve. And curve, curve, curve. Okay. So they're saying to work on this side first. We're going to bring these flaps up and basically put glue on the inside of these. So I'm going to put glue there as best I can. And then we're going to top it off anyway, so something like that. Bring one of these guys in. I'm going to bring it in from the bottom up. This is what I was saying. If you want to put this first and then seal up your frame, you know, that's one way of doing it. I didn't put any glue on these little weird tabbies, so for now I just put it here, and it is rounded, and try to get this lined up as best we can. Again, with that curvature, it's a little different. Holding it there, bring this guy in, getting that curve going. Just really get those going as best you can. I'm just gonna hold this side for a moment. Come in here and pull this up. Again, I didn't put glue back here. I don't know why I'm trying to glue those down. But there we go. And then now we're getting it as far as that shape. Getting those rounded corners in. There we go. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is put that down and then just push in from in here. And let that set up. So I was kind of patient with it, just let it do its own thing, try to get those curves in there, and now I can kind of push in here. Alright. Yep, looking good. And that's pretty cool. Okay. I'll let that set up just a little bit before I put the top part on the other side. So the next part, they're saying to turn this over. I'm going to put tons of glue just on the very edge here, all around. Really want that down. And line that up nicely so it looks nice. This is what you're going to be seeing. If you want this to be gold, you know, you can definitely switch out the colors. Doesn't always have to just stay black. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we can give it a squeeze in here, but I'll probably just turn it back over like I had before and really just get my hand in there and make sure everything is really holding on. And I will be right back. Holding it over here. So now what we're going to do is pretty much the same thing on this part. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue. We're going to do the inner panel, and I'm putting glue on this back side. Okay, and we're going to take one of these guys, and I put the rough cut side facing up, but this time I'm going to slip it in this top part because that's basically the only way we're going to get this done. And then I think I'm going to turn it over like this, so I can get this up in here with my hand, right? But at the same time get these glue tabs in. So again, with a little patience. This one is a little bit different. I'm just going to kind of make sure it's lined up pretty good. I'm going to adhere one. I have my hand inside pushing up against this guy. And then I can bring up this other side. And once I think it's actually in the right spot, right, with the angles and everything, I think I can just go ahead and turn this over. So I'm going to close up the tabs, put that on my surface, and just use my hand to help me push this in here. Not too shabby. All right. So I had mentioned the next thing we're going to do is actually add our panels. They're going to go in, glue underneath, and then you're going to finish it off with this after you've added your feet and everything. So if I'm going to make panels for this, I think I'm just going to make it very simple. Let's do, I'll take this, sorry, I'm trying to think what I want to do, and this, and I mean there's so many ways to play this up. I think I'm just going to take the black paper and just run this through black paper, so I'll bring black back out on here, and it'll just be this. So tape down onto black paper. I need 4 of these, right? And I'll bring it back. What I really love about this too as I'm working with it is that it is a smaller die size, so even a small machine can get something of this proportion going, so that's really great. Let me finish cleaning this one out, sorry. And so I have my 4 panels here. What I'm going to do is just glue down this guy, well, on each panel here. Just glue them down. So again, you can do matte layers, you can do, you know, drop shadows, I mean, all kinds of things. I'm going to just glue that guy down. And I'm gonna put some glue, but not too much. I don't want it going all over the place. And here, actually, let me go ahead and put some in the back of my hand. Oh, I hope my sweater doesn't become a problem for me. There we go. And I'm just finding a spot that I think it should just go kind of right down. Splitting the difference left and right, and then up and down. Oop. Right there-ish. Maybe a little more this way. That looks good. Okay, I'm gonna hold that down, and I'll do that with all 4 panels. Hey guys. So I just kept these kind of flat with some weight on top of them, and they're ready to go. So, let me show you what these panels look like. I guess I can lay them out so it looks like in the instructions. So we have the one that's just a circle, the one that has this at the bottom area. We have this one that has it kind of to the left, and then this one that has towards the top. And mine are slightly different than what we see in the thing, but if you see these guys layered up, then it looks something like that, right? It's very pretty, and it's all there looking amazing. So I don't know that it matters what order you put these on, because some are going to be, you know, it just depends on how you tuck them in. So I guess we can just kind of play with that part of it. Yeah, so we put our base in, and now the next thing is that we're going to pop these guys on. So I'm going to go ahead and score these guys. So I'll do it with all of them. Sorry about the way that it makes the camera kind of not like that. That goes in, and then this scores here. And you can see there's like a little series of tabs, and those little tabs are going to tuck into each other, and that's basically how this closes up. So then that one there, and I'll do the same thing with the other 3. So we have these guys, we already have the side decorated, and basically you're just going to glue them each like here, right? So I'm just kind of looking at what I have here, this guy here, looking at the roundness. Oh, don't want to squeeze that. Basically down the center, right? Maybe I'll line it up with the circle, right, with that little space. So, like this guy, I'm going to put a little more glue here, even though that doesn't really matter. We're going to glue that down in just a minute. Put glue on the back of this. And for each one, I'm going to take care to see where it's lined up here. I want that circle just to be really just there, okay? So like that looks pretty good. So I'll continue holding it there. So I'm not really paying attention to the side, I mean a little bit, but mostly for me I want to make sure that it's lined up at this top area, right? And then the next one, whichever one you want to put next, you're going to glue it in this next side. And same thing, just kind of paying attention to this circle. I guess that's how I'm going to do it. Something like that, right? And so that guy can be glued here. And then we're still going to put another, our base piece on top of this after we put the feet on. Okay, so just a couple things that we're going to glue down here. Again, I'm paying attention to that, the left and right a little bit. That looks pretty good. I'm really pushing down so it's, you know, the base here is touching that glue tab. And I was gonna say, one of these, I don't know that we need all the glue tabs, like, not the glue tabs, but these little tabs that kind of insert. Then we'll go into the one from over there, and that one goes into the one over here. So we'll see. And again, you know, thinking about your layering, got that one there, this one here, and this one comes in. Oopsie. Cute. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so that's how I'll do it. So again, paying attention. I'm just gonna pop it down there. See where we're at over here. Obviously that one little notch needs to go in there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. Oops, I keep squeezing that. Looks good. And then the last one. Just goes in here. I'm gonna move these guys out of the way. Keep just one of them here. That looks good. Okay. Alright, I'm just kind of pushing down, making sure all the glue tabs at the very base are touching. Okay, and that looks something like that at the bottom. So I'm going to give them a minute just to set up, and I'll be right back. Get my hand in here. What I was trying to say as far as them kind of interlocking is, let's say we have this one first, and then this one comes in. And this one's gonna lock into that one right at the top. I don't think this one needs to have a tab, so I'm gonna remove it. You don't have to remove it. I just feel like it's easier if I just remove it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one off. And the rest of them can keep their little tab. So then that will tuck in like this, right, into its opposite opening there. Oh my goodness, you guys. It's really nice and taut, so I gotta kind of massage that for this first time. And then this guy can come over this way. And I'm trying to see if I need all the tabs. You probably only need a couple, or even just that first one, right? This one here is going to tuck into here, but I'll leave the other tabs just in case, because it depends on the person closes it up. If they close it up in a different way, you'll still have a tab there. Just that very base one, I don't care for the tab just being there for no reason. And then if they close another way, they still have the tab, right? They can still pop it in here. So there you go. Look how pretty that is. How about putting some potpourri in there, because the way it's open, it'll smell really nice and look really lovely. All right, I'm going to turn that over, and we're going to put our little feet. So our feeties, we're going to just kind of give them a little bit of a zhuzh, and then these tabs are all going to go in, and you're just going to glue them to the corners. All right, so since I didn't put any glue on here, I'm going to put some now. See, I didn't put any underneath, and as I focus on each one, I'll do it at that point. Okay, so I'm going to put glue here, and again, this is going to take a little minute because I used a slick paper, but basically you're going to take this and line it up with your rounded bits here. So I'm just kind of lining it up with the round nature of this. Hopefully that makes sense. And then just kind of square it off over here. And then we're going to trap all of these when we're done with our last piece here that goes in like this, right? So you can kind of, actually, even if you use it as a template to help you, that'd be good. Like right now I'm having it kind of push in here so I can see where we're at. And that works really well. So I'll do that with all 4 feet. I'm not gluing this down, I'm just having it help me place this. So again, I have to hold on to them for just a little bit. I suppose if you wanted to, another idea is to glue these to the corners of this top piece, right? So let's say you have these guys, and instead put the glue on this side and glue them onto here, which, to be honest, I think that might be easier. But there you go. You glue them to this guy and then glue the whole thing down, which is probably what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and stick them on here, except for obviously that first one that I already stuck down to this guy, and I'll be right back. So you might have noticed a little different. I took the foot off of that one because of that gold paper. It takes a while to stick anyway, so it was just easier for me to pick it up. I'm going to put some glue on these little bits underneath, and a little bit more there because I can see that's coming up. And so they're all on here. And it was just easier for them to go here than placing them. So what I'm going to do is put glue, of course, on this whole thing. And some of those little bits that want to stick up, and that's fine. Really get all this down. And I'm just going to place it on here as one piece. And honestly, that is very easy. So there we go. And I'm just going to hold it down, making sure it looks pretty centered. That looks pretty good in my opinion, all around. Alright, so I'm just going to hold on to this, and then I'll turn it over and we'll see our project with our little feet and everything. I'll be right back. Sitting here kind of massaging this, making sure we're all closed up. Obviously the glue is still wet, even though it's cut. And so there you go. You have your little feet. Again, you can put the feet, you don't have to put the feet. I mean, it might be hard for you guys to see, but there they are. Really, really an amazing box. Let me give you some measurements. So let's just open it up. And where's my tab? Like looking for my tab, it's over here. There you go. It is really, really, I mean, how pretty is that with all the different little aperture bits? And then of course this tab goes this way, and then I cut that one off. If you want to cut off the other one too, you know, on the opposite side, whatever you would like, it's all going to fit in. And so when you open it up, it looks something like this, and it's amazing. And look at that. So really quick and easy. I mean, for a box that looks like this, that's very fast. I would say it's a 4-inch square. And it probably is, well, it's 3.5 inches tall. See, I was going to make an assumption that was 4 inches tall, but it's about 4 inches square, 3.5 inches tall, and just absolutely gorgeous. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Tonic, for sponsoring this video, for sending these items for review. I'll have the images coming up as best as I can take them. I'll have links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.